What's going on, guys? Bob from Olympusiron, and since I can't really work out because of the back injury, I figured I'd do a Q&A for you guys. So I posted it on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, shame on you. So this is going to be answering some essential questions. If you guys aren't into that, you know, I have plenty of other videos, but if you are into that, stay tuned, guys. So the first question comes from Flex1993. What do you think you'll get to first, 405 bench or 500 squat? That's really tough because I'm far from both, but I think that the 500 squat is probably more realistic for me than a 405 bench. I just don't think that I'll put on that much weight to actually push that weight. Which MyProtein whey flavor is your favorite flavor? Just quit GNC, so I need to know what to order now. Well, I would get the chocolate mint or I would get the cinnamon bun. Absolutely great. Make sure to use my link and make sure to use the code too. It's super affordable. What has been the hardest thing about my cut? Hardest thing about my cut by far is not trying to overdo it. And that's kind of a weird answer, I know, but for me, I'm so used to when I'm on a cut, you know, let's go, you know, full speed ahead, like what's most optimal. And right now I kind of have to focus on what's sustainable, what's gonna last, so I don't just cut down, look great for a month and then just bulk back up. I really want a sustainable physique, guys. So right now the hardest part about my cut is dialing it back and saying, hey, listen, we're taking our time here. That's why I'm not rushing to 190 pounds. You see me at 200. I've been at 200 pretty consistently. I'm not actually dropping weight right now, if you've noticed, but I'm going to start making the push to 190, and it's not more of a push as it is a stroll on the beach. What's my next goal in 12 months? Well, I definitely want to get to 190. I definitely want to stay consistent at work. My goal for the summer is to do more adventuring, to get out on the beach a little more, to experience the things that a lot of people won't, like go to the shooting range a little more, go shoot a bow, go on some hikes, go on some adventures, film some fun stuff for you guys. There's so much overlap in this YouTube game that, you know, I have a lot of things to offer other than fitness, but fitness is a big part of my life, and getting out there is a big part of my life. Staying active is a big part of my life, so I want to bring that to the channel. So that's a huge goal in the next 12 months. How many sets per muscle group do you suggest a week to ensure hypertrophy? I usually take it day by day, and I usually do, you know, I don't stick to the 3 sets. I usually hit 4 sets of most things. I gauge it on my body mostly, but I usually go about 5 sets because I go so high frequency in hitting a muscle. I usually do 5 sets, 5 exercises, 4 sets per exercise, so 20 sets. I don't recommend that for everyone, like a beginner. You don't want to go that high volume right off the bat because you'll be destroyed. So kind of feel it out for yourself, but don't limit yourself to the 3 sets. I see so many people in the gym, it's like, oh, you know, is that our 3rd set? We're done, you know. A lot of the times that's bullshit because the first set was a warm-up, your second set was a weight that you could do, you know, moderately easy, and the last set is generally the one that you're actually working with. So by that time, you've really only done 1 set. So I cannot stress enough for working sets. So actually putting some serious effort into it. Who is your physique body inspiration? I don't really have one. More or less like, I know there's a lot of, you know, people out there that do drugs and steroids, and for me personally, I don't get inspiration from watching those type of guys. For me, I wouldn't watch them. If I'm a natural athlete, you shouldn't really watch those things because they're unrealistic. So for me, I see a lot of natural bodybuilders on Instagram, and they don't look like the people you see in magazines, but they look great, and that's inspiring to me. So I always see their physiques improve, and that's inspiring to me. If it doesn't look natural, most of the time I just write them off as, okay, that's not really realistic for me. But I find inner inspiration. I find me making improvements myself is more inspiring than seeing somebody who is over publicized on social media. Do you train forearms? I don't, but I tend to put away the straps a lot and just do a lot of things barehanded. I just don't usually do forearms. Your biceps, even in this pic, are unique. Is that from training or for genetics? You guys might have noticed that my peaks are a little odd. and that is definitely from absolutely the genetics. Like if you see my peaks, my brother's peaks, my dad's peaks, even when he was training, we all have very, very predominant peaks. So yes, they are genetics. Are you team no calves? I guess not. I mean, this is from martial arts, but I have high inserts. So I'm not team no calves, but I'm team high inserted calves. So if I'm wearing long shorts or whatever, can't really tell. Or if I'm not flexed, you can't really tell. But I guess I'm not team no calves. Favorite current pro bodybuilder? I don't. Jay Cutler's always been nice to me. He remembers my name every single time that I've met him. So he's my favorite because he's just a relatable guy. You know, he takes care of his fans. Tips for an Apollonian like facial aesthetics. I'm actually going to do some things like this, guys. I've done it before about like a hair tutorial, but I want to go over some of the products that I use, not just because aesthetics isn't just about your body, it's about your face. A lot of the times you're wearing a t-shirt, wearing a hoodie, maybe, you know, you got a button up, and girls don't see your physique, so you can't lead with that if you're going for girls, or if you're going for first impressions. You can't lead with your physique, you have to lead with your face, your smile. So a lot of the things that go along with aesthetics are a lot more than just physique. So I'll bring some products into a video if you want to do that. If you do want to see some stuff like that, maybe throw some topics in the comments below and I'll make a video about it. That'd be great. How big is it possible to get natty below sub 10% body fat? I usually see a lot of natural bodybuilders, as they get closer to 5%, they look stringy. Big thing to me is I like to stay around 10%, 8% body fat. Optimally, that's my goal, but I'm not at it right now, you know, and those calipers are 2 to 3% off, so you can't even really tell unless you go into a lab and you actually get your body fat tested that way. You can't really tell by the calipers, they're kind of shitty. Bob, looking good on this cut. Are you just leaning out for summer or any national contest? I'm just leaning out for summer for myself. You know, you're a lot more marketable on YouTube. You're a lot more marketable to people when you're leaner. That's just fact. I don't lift super heavy weights when I'm bulked up. You know, I lift heavy for me, but it's not impressive when you look at, you know, Max Tuning or, you know, Johnny Candido. You look at all these people that are like super strong. I don't stand out, but I can stand out by my physique. So that's what I'm going with. What is my greatest fear? Probably to be left in the dust and not move forward. My biggest fear is to like be stagnant, and when somebody asks me what I'm doing or what I'm doing, like what are my goals, I don't have anything to say. That's my biggest fear is just being lazy and, you know, not moving forward, not having things going on in my life. On days I can't go to the gym, should I still track everything I eat? Absolutely. Just because you don't train, like if you're just training, generally you don't burn a lot of calories training, you burn a lot of calories doing cardio. I mean, you do burn calories doing training depending on how your training is, how intense your training is, but still, a lot of people, you can't just go, you know, YOLO when you're not working out. You still have to track. I mean, do you intake less calories? Depends. Do you need a refeed? Do you not need a refeed? So generally I eat less calories on my off days, but that's just me. If you were to choose either only ever knowing Marvel or DC, that's obvious, Marvel. I'm not even like going there. There's so many different characters that are amazing. Do you increase caloric intake on days you do cardio? I keep my macros the same. I don't increase my macros. Are you planning on doing any shows in the future? No, I'm not. I just don't have any desire to get on stage whatsoever. I've gotten a real bad taste in my mouth and seeing all these guys compete. They look great, but all this shit that you have to go through for one day on stage, guys, you guys don't understand. Sometimes prep takes over me, you know? Any big goal I have, it takes over me, and I just can't go on and just half-ass it. If I'm gonna prep, I'm gonna prep hard, and that's what I did last time, and it ruins relationships. You know, for me, I have different priorities right now. If you could meet any anime cartoon character in real life, who would it be? Obviously Goku, but that's such a cheesy answer. I guess I'd also like to meet Probably Ryuk from Death Note. He seems like a pretty chill dude. We could have some apples together. Or I could probably say Kakashi from Naruto is pretty sick. I feel like he's such a chill dude, but I think that we probably wouldn't have that much to talk about. There was a question about gear on here and why I don't just take it. I'm gonna do a whole separate video on that, so look forward to that shit. Alright guys, so that's it. If you like my videos, make sure to subscribe. It's that red button down there. And if you like this Q&A and you want me to do a weekly Q&A, make sure to put a thumbs up and also maybe throw a comment below. I know a lot of YouTubers do these weekly Q&As. It's just my way of getting out to you guys. Because I get on my keyboard warrior thing and I reply, but me responding, you know, with my voice and with my figures a lot better than just me typing down there. So I feel like I will bring a weekly Q&A to the channel. Might actually help because there's a lot of questions you guys have out there that I don't think about, you guys think about, and then I throw them out here and I can address them. So if you do want that, make sure to just do what I said. Comment below, thumbs up, subscribe, whatever.